Well, hello there. Good day, door. Live. It's very beautiful to be here today. This is my joy. This is what I wish to do. This is part of my calling, part of who I am. And yeah, we're here. So, moving towards wisdom, I guess, is what we're always doing, isn't it? Well, in this next few, since we're doing this Lost Soul series, the redeeming of a lost soul. Um, I thought it was appropriate to share a little bit with you, which I'll be sharing in a fuller extent on something called Leaving Theater, another channel I'm working to get up probably in the next month or two. I would like to say the next day or two, but it doesn't happen that way. I do have some stuff for it. I require to get some more pieces in place and some more understanding so that I can better use it to help the people I wish to help. Leaving theater is going to be a military um, thank you. I mean, I was in it myself. A lot of interesting details there, but the reality is that many are struggling, and this is the way I found home. So I will be bringing that up in the next 2 months, hopefully sooner rather than later. But we have started this series on God's unction of this is where we're going to go from here. So, my very first tool that I use to keep myself away from flashbacks and severe PTSD and all of those other things that come with the military and also your life. It might not be military, but you may have had a life. There's a simple phrase, and it sounds so simple, but it is not simple. It connects to brain. It turns on things. That's how it feels for me. I can only talk about myself. And others that I have given it to have also stated that there's something there. It works. That's about all I can say. So, what is it? That was then. This is now. You'll feel it shift you. It's almost like God designed, knowing that the English language would exist, and designed those words to fit together so that we can have that space of being back in the now and being without in the then. Because then sometimes can be pretty rough. It has been for me. Yeah, I've done some really tomfoolery things thinking I could overcome them, and I couldn't, of course. Found myself under a few park benches in my time, attempting to watch a war movie that was a little too real for me. Set something off. But then many things can. So as we move through this, my posture is always surrender, but in a very odd and strange way, maybe. We'll talk more about this as we move through this, but I'll give you a preview of maybe the next day or the day after. And that is sur surrender to forgiveness, surrender to forgiveness, surrender to forgiveness. All is fathers, all is fathers, all is fathers. I know some may not have that connection yet. You can always ask, and it will always be given. You can always be forgiven. Just remember the thief on the cross was the worst of the worst, and yet he walked in paradise with God. I'm not your average typical male, by the way. Maybe there's a lot of us out there. I hope so, because I do show emotion. The feeling code runs deep in me. That's who I am. Well, enough of this for now. But I hope this helped you. And know that you aren't alone. God is with you. And I'm praying for you. Every touch of this, regardless if it's just a, oh, that's interesting going past, becomes a prayer point for me. Yes, I'm real, I'm here, and I pray for people. I had somebody reach out, and I'm grateful that that person reached out, that he shared, and I'm praying for him. And that's what I'm here for. So if you do need to reach out, it's eric@starthealing.me, eric@starthealing.me, eric@starthealing.me. Just reach out and I'll send you a link and you can, you know, book an appointment and we can talk. That one will be free. And I'm here first and foremost to encourage, to support, to spiritually activate, in other words, connect you to God as much as possible. So if you think, well, I'll get one and then I won't get any others because I just can't afford it, you might be surprised. I've worked with people for years. I don't like talking about those things. Those are sacred to me. But letting you know that it isn't about the coin. Yes, I require it. Yes, I require more of it than flows through sometimes. But God does look after me so that I can look after those that I'm meant to look after. We all have a talent we come with that's unique to us. I've talked about this before on the channel. I'm going to speak it again. That talent may be used by millions, but only by you can you be used that way. You have a message that is important to the fabric of reality. Yes, God has sent you with that message, and you're the only one that can deliver it. And there are people that only you can help. They can only hear your voice. So if the enemy is pounding on you, which he does a lot on me, I call it rattling my tin or raining on my tin, depending on how strong it is. Remember that. God built you uniquely. You know, I just found a hat, and I'm probably going to mangle what it says, but I think it says something about when God created me, he grinned and said, "This'll be fun." And he was right. So we'll leave it there. We're moving into the story now, and he's fixed the chief's thing, and he's on his way back up, and he's walking past the chief, and the chief goes, "Does it work?" "Yeah, it works fine." And if you know of some of those caves where the lichen grow or old mining shifts or whatever, if you're not using them already, maybe you already come up with that idea, but if you don't, I can show you a way to grow in there. You can grow some corn so that all of you can have fuel for your generators, and I'll make sure they run on that fuel. Chief looked at him and said, "Wow, you come with toys." And he said, "Well," he said, "I require your help because I don't really know all that I'm in. I'm starting to remember. I remember the war really well. That's my nightmares and my terrors. And if they keep you up at night, I do apologize. I do ask God to kind of attenuate that so that people don't hear it, but I know that some do. Uh, 15 years is a long time, but God is greater than that, I do believe." And the chief nodded and said, "Yeah, I do too." You're just going to have to move slowly, son, he said. He was an older man. Older than me, anyway, he thought. "I will, sir. I will." Flipped on his headlight because he'd been leaving that wonderful light that was hanging around the porch. And he goes, "The bank's that way." "Yeah, you can't miss it. It looks mostly like a bank." Well, maybe kind of from the West, but Western movies, but it's bank. He'll know it. Thank you, sir. Chief goes, you're welcome. And so he starts moving up the street, and oh my, no, no, not now, not now, not in the middle of the dark. Oh, that wouldn't be good. Oh God, you're here. I know you're here. Here we go again. Standing on a hyena actual. Again, watching that little girl walk with that limp. Can't do anything for her except make sure she has no pain. It's going to destroy a medical convoy. It's back again. Tears. That nice lady taught me to say, that was then, this is now. That was then, this is now. That was then, this is now. He fades away from hyena actual and remembers the second part that that nice Inuit lady taught him. Surrender to forgiveness. Surrender to forgiveness. Surrender. More tears. Surrender to forgiveness. All his fathers, all his fathers, all his fathers. Uh, Shaking, sweating. I don't look very good. Have to go take a bath before, well, he's soaked. Um, have to go get something other than what he has, and the clothes haven't arrived yet. And then he finds himself slowly tilting. Oh no, don't go plop. It's laying on the ground. His heart is racing, and he's asking God to help. He doesn't really want to bother people, but right now he requires a person, somebody, to just hold his hand, to be there for a minute, to help him right the boat. On top of all of this, he sometimes takes seizures and he doesn't want to go there. Bracelet from the Inuit lady, he remembers, he puts his hand on it, he remembers what he was taught in that very few weeks to look at the colors, to see them. If they're fuzzy, if there's edges, pull it to sharpness. Yes, yes, that's what I'm doing. All of a sudden, he feels a small hand slip into his, and he feels someone praying and a little voice going, Mister, Mister, you okay? You okay? And shakes his head. Colors are now strong. It's going away. He looks up and there's a little girl standing there. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Must have come out of the house right there. Yep, there's Mom. You okay, mister? Yeah, I'm fine. She prayed for me. She's powerful. That's my girl. You're the new guy, huh? Yeah, you can call me Joseph since I didn't have a name. You're your preacher, cooker, bartender, however you want to put it. Thought that was a good name for me and I agreed. Gonna be okay? Yeah, I just need to sit here a minute. I'll get you some lemonade. Oh, that's nice of you, but I know that's expensive here. Oh, it's all right. Just feel I should. So she goes and gets a small glass and comes back and she goes, "Gonna be okay?" Yeah. Her husband joins her. He's a miner. He's not around a lot, but he happens to be home this time. He goes, "Can I help you, son?" I said, "I kind of, yeah." He said, "That happens." He said, "I'll get you back up to the house. That's where you're staying, eh?" "Yeah." "You have any clothes?" "No." Waiting for them to be washed by the nice wash lady. They didn't even get a name. I'm good with names. It's all right, son. Man is immensely strong, although he's only about probably 5'1". Gets me on my feet and gets me moving towards the thing. He said, "We'll stop at the diner there and get some clothes for you again." I think she was saying it's going to take a while to wash those and take a couple of goes. "Oh yeah, I can agree. It's going to take a while to wash these, and these were comfortable." That's all right. She's got lots of clothes down there, and that's what they're there for. As he walks in the diner, she drops her towel that she's drying a glass with, sets the glass down, walks over and said, "You okay?" Flashback. Know how to deal with it thanks to the Inuit lady. Came back, God is good, then nearly had a seizure. Got out of that, and of course, everything is dirty now. It's all right, son. She walks over and gives him a hug, and he's like, "Hugs are good." The man chuckles and said, "Needs some clothes. Okay, I'll go get him some. Just tell him to sit down there. I don't care about the mess. It's all right. I'll clean it up." She tumbles downstairs, comes back up. "Hey, good luck. Another pair of jeans, same size, probably fit." "Yep." "There's a shirt and another pack of underwear, if I remember the size right." "Yeah, you got it right, ma'am. Thank you." You go get cleaned up, and then you come back here for some food and rest. I hear you got the Chiefs. Yeah, I did. Wasn't quite sure how she knew, but it didn't matter. He was still a little off, and I said, "I'll just take you right over to the hot springs, and you can go in, and if you need help, let me know." He goes, "I'll need help, sir. I can't do this on my own." He said, "I've given up on that dignity a long time ago with this happening." The man goes, "Well, I'm good at that." He said, "I've helped other boys through this." So before I moved here and met her and her little daughter, and well, we'll talk. Got him inside and got, yeah, I just have to stand here, he said to himself. The man took off his clothes and put them over in the corner and said, "She'll get them clean, don't worry. It's happened before." Eased him into the water and said, "Just sit there. Where's your soap and stuff?" "It's hanging in a little bag by, by the cupboard. I'll go get it." He's off. A few minutes later, he's back. He goes, "I'm gonna get back to my supper if that's okay. Notice you move around in this dark pretty good." "Oh yeah, I have a headlamp." "What?" "Yes, I do move around in this dark pretty good." "You will too over time, I think. You might be here a while." I like this as home." He said, "Well, I'm back to supper, and if you need help, well, just think of help. God will send it, as he did this time." "Yes, sir." And he pulled off a trick that she didn't even know that could be done, and he just went out as he did. The hook dropped in so he could have some privacy, and he just lay there and shook and shook. but it's getting better. It was over. One of his worst moments ever. And then there it was, but now it was gone. It was good. Laid in the water for a while and then he finally cleaned himself up. He was a mess. He knew he would be. Got himself all clean, then went and soaked for a while. Finally, there was a feeling of I'm back, I'm okay. He got out, toweled off, laughed at that little towel. I want to get something slightly bigger. I'm a big boy. But it works. It gets me dry in the right places. Got deodorant on, and that stone works well, amazingly. Got himself into his jeans and again, socks. His hikers, which at least didn't get destroyed amazingly. Thank you, God, for small miracles. I'll take every one of them. But as he trundled back to his house and only felt dry enough to slide on that t-shirt he'd been given, it was too hot for anything else. Sat for a moment, and then decided to move down to get some food. He was hungry. And see if that banker guy was still around and see what he could do for him. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Uh, been a rough day today, but it's all right. People are there for me. I haven't had that before. I don't think. Well, in the military, they're always there for you in a way. Sometimes not. Oh, yeah, I just not remember that right now, he said, as he was wandering down the hill, heading towards food. We'll leave it there. I know, a little intense, but remember, this is the redemption of a lost soul. And those techniques have worked for me personally. So just leave that with you. Let's give you a blessing of unexpected, overflowing, magnificent peace, and a seed of joy that can grow at the speed that you can stand. An abundance, of course, and everything else that that brush wishes to paint for you in God's hands, according to His will and wish, according to your will and wish. This can be. We come before you, Father, and this has been intense, but good. This is where we go. This is how we move. This is the way that we walk with you. And we are grateful to show that walk to others, that it may be a small help for them too. Because everyone faces the darkness in a different way, but everyone has to understand they do not have to face the darkness alone. So I ask you to push that darkness back and bring the light into these lives in a way that they can feel it and it's palatable. That light, the capital L, capital I, capital G, capital H, capital T, your light. You are the origin of that light, Father, and we ask you to shine it down on us, to illuminate us so that we are not standing in the darkness anymore. Give us grace and courage, mercy and strength as we go. And we say thankful, grateful, gratitude, thankful, grateful, gratitude, thankful, grateful, gratitude, standing in awe and honor and respect, allowing all glory to flow to Father, Spirit, Son. This is, and so this is. Amen. So you be blessed.